Hello guys, and welcome to this new Power BI tutorial. In this video, I'm going to create the following Amazon Prime Video dashboard. We're going to use two custom colors, like the logo, for both the background and the charts. We will create two horizontal bar charts, a map, a donut chart, an area chart, and different cards. As you can see here, we are going to define the different borders using rotated angles, and also we are going to import the Amazon Prime Video logo. But before start creating our charts, let's first explore our dataset. First thing, we are going to import our CSV file. You can find the links in description to download the file directly from Kaggle and also from my GitHub repository. So click on Get Data, Text CSV, and like that we get our dataset. So the first column is about show ID. Then we have the type, so either we have a movie or TV show. Then we have the title, the director, the cast. Then we have the location or the country, date added, the release year. Then we have the rating, and here we have duration. As you can see here, for movies it is by minutes, and for TV shows it is in seasons. Then we have the genres or listed in, and finally we have the description. So click on load. And here on the right we have our dataset. So here we have the different columns. So the first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to set background for our report. So click on the report, go to here, format your report page, canvas background, we click on color and more colors, and here we write our code 19222D. Alright, and transparency it is 0%. Okay, so here we have our background. We click. The first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to create field map for total titles by country. So we click on field map. We select country. Put it like that. On the tooltip, we drag and drop show ID into the tooltip. And we select count distinct. Here for country, we're going to select all and we remove the null values. So for the formatting map settings, so the style it will be dark. And for the field colors, we click on conditional formatting. So for the format style, we are going to select gradient. Here we are going to select show ID as count distinct. For the highest value, we click more colors, and here we add our code. So we put 00A8E1. Okay. We click on OK. So like that we get our map using conditional formatting. As you can see here, the highest value is in the United States with 253. We have India with 229, etc. So you can decrease this one. And now I'm going to format our map. So click on General. For the effects background, we select our background, which is this one with the code, the border in white, and it will be 20. Next we have the title, so we put it in 16 and it will be white in the center, and it will be total titles or total shows by country. Alright, same thing for the divider, we put it in white, And like that we get our map. So if we close this one, and close this one, we get our final map. So you can put it in here like that. Next we are going to create the donut chart for movies and TV shows. So we select the donut chart and we select the type. So go to the filters. For the type we select only movie and TV show, right? And we put show ID into the values as count distinct. Alright. Now I'm going to format that. So on general, for the title it will be movies and TV shows. So it is in 16 in white in the center. Same thing for the divider, it will be white. And close this one. So we have the effects. For the background we have our color, okay, just this one. Then we have the border in white, rounded corners 20. Okay, now if we go back to visual, detail labels, the values are white. Alright, the legend, same thing, in white. Okay, and we change the colors. So close this one for the slices. So for movie we select the color, more colors, and we add our code in here. We have 00A8E1. Alright, for TV show we put it with this color. Okay, it's like that to get our donut charts. We put it here in the bottom like that. Alright, so next we have the area chart for total movies and TV shows by release year. So we click on area. On the x-axis we will have release year, so we put it in here. On the y-axis we will have the show ID as count distinct. And on the legend we are going to put the type. So we have movie and TV show. Now I'm going to format our chart. So go to formatting. For the x-axis the title is off and the values we put them in white. Same thing for y-axis, so the values in white and no title. Go to general, effects, background, we select our background. Okay, we have the following color. For the title we put total shows by release year, so it will be 16 white in the center, and divider it will be in white. Now same thing, we close this one, close this one, go back to visual, close this one, close this one, close, close. So go to the legend, and for the text it will be in white. We close this one. And now for the lines, so for the colors, for movie we select this color, okay, with the following code. And same thing for TV show, we select this color. Alright, so now we add only the borders, put them in white with rounded corners 20. So like that we get our area chart. Just decrease this one a little bit like that. Decrease this one. And we put it in here. Alright. As you can see here, we can also change the axis. So when we click, go to here, x-axis. For the range, the maximum, I'm going to put 2021. Alright. Now I'm going to import our logo. Same thing, you can find the link in the description to download the logo. So click on insert, we click on image, and here we get our logo. So we click on general, effects, the borders in white, and here rounded 20. Alright, so we put it like that. Same thing in here. Okay, so like that we have our logo. Next we are going to create a horizontal bar chart for ratings by total shows. So click on bar chart. On the y-axis we'll have the ratings, right? On the x-axis we are going to have the count distinct of show ID. Same thing, now we are going to format our chart. So click in here, general, we add the background with our color. Same thing for the border in white and rounded corners with 20. Go to the title, so put ratings by total shows, so it will be white in the center, 16, and we add divider in white. Okay, now for the visual, y-axis it will be in white. Same thing for the x-axis, the values in white, and we add the data labels, same thing in white. Okay, so like that we have our horizontal bar chart for ratings by total shows. The next chart is another horizontal bar chart for generalized by total shows. So click on ratings by total shows, Control C, so copy and paste the same chart, Control V, so put it in here, decrease it a little bit. Alright, and here instead of ratings, so we remove ratings, we add listed in. Alright, go to the filters for listed in, so we select all and we remove the null values. Alright, okay, so close this one. And for the title, so click on format, general, title, so instead of ratings we have generalized. Alright, so here we have generalized by total shows. So we close everything. Okay, now I'm going to add the cards. So here we have the card, click, and first one is total titles, so we drag and drop the title in here, and we select count distinct. Formatting, remove category label, and for general, so the effects we add our background, which is this one. The border, same thing, it will be in white, rounded corners 20. Okay, we'll close this one. And for the visual, the value it will be in white 30. Okay, And for the title, so it will be on, and we put total titles. So the color, it will be this color, and it will be 20 in the center. Okay, so decrease it like that. So same thing, we copy, so Control C, and we paste 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So put one in here, another one in here. Okay, and I think we are going to decrease the size a little bit. Okay, so this one, put it in like that. Same thing for this one. Same thing for this one. Okay, so decrease this one a little bit. Okay, like that we have our 6 cards. Now I'm going to customize each card. But before doing that, we are going to first change the colors of the bars. So the color, it will be this one. Same thing for this one. All right. So here we have total ratings. And go back. So we have the rating in here as count distinct. Next we have total genres, so we remove this one, and we have listed in as count distinct. Same thing, it will be genres. Next we have directors, and it will be count distinct of the director. Okay, here we have the start date, which is the minimum of the release year. Change title, so we have start date, and here we have the end date, which will be the maximum of the release year. Okay, so if we close this one, close this one, so like that we get our final dashboard for the different TV shows and movies on Amazon Prime Video. In this video, I'm going to create the following Netflix dashboard. We will learn how to define a background for both the report and the different charts, how to change colors, format the different charts by adding borders, rotated corners. As you can see, we'll create donut chart, 2 horizontal bar charts, an area chart, and a tree map. We'll also create 6 cards for the different text, and we'll import the Netflix logo. The links for both the dataset and the logo are available in the description. But before creating our charts, let's first explore our dataset. So in order to import our data, click on Get Data, Text CSV. So like that, we have our dataset. As you can see, we have Show ID, the type, so we have either movie or TV show. We have the title, the director, so we have some missing values for some movies or some TV shows. Then we have the cast. Next we have the country. As you can see here, there are movies and TV shows which have more than the country. We have date added, and we have the release year, the rating, duration. So if it is a movie, it will be in minutes. If it is a TV show, it will be in seasons. Then we have different genres, so listed in. And the last column is description for each movie or TV show. So click on load. As you can see here, we have errors, so we click on view errors. So you can click on remove rows and remove errors. Okay, now we go back to our report. So we close this one. Yes, and here we have our data. So now we click on report, and the first thing that we are going to do is that we put background in black. So go to here, format your report page, canvas background, we select black and transparency 0%. Okay, next we go to view, page view, and it is fit to page, and we are going to create our first chart, which is the donut chart. So go to filters, and on Netflix titles we drag and drop the type into filters on all pages. We press Ctrl key, we select TV shows and movies. We close that and we close this one. So click on donut. For the values, we drag and drop show ID into the values, and we select count distinct. And for the legend, we drag and drop the type and put it in the legend. So like that, we get our donut chart for TV shows and movies. And now I'm going to format our chart. So click on the chart. Same thing, we click in here, format the visual. We go to general. On effects, we select background in black, visual border on, and we put it in white with rounded corners 20. For the title, I'm going to put it in red. So we select the colors, so we click on more colors and we select red, this one. We put it in the center, 16, and we name it TV shows and movies. Okay. Now for the title, we put divider on and we put it in white. Okay. Now go back to visual. For the legend text, it will be in white, right? For detail labels, same thing. We put the values in white. All right, so we close this one, and for the slices, so for movie we put it in red, and for TV show we select this color. Okay, and we can put it like that in the center. Okay, so like that we have our first chart, which is the donut chart for TV shows and movies. Next, we are going to create a horizontal bar chart for ratings by total titles. So click on horizontal bar chart. On the y-axis, we drag and drop the rating and put it in the y-axis. On x-axis, we are going to drag and drop show ID, and we put it as count distinct. So same thing, we are going to format our visual. So go to here, format the visual. For the y-axis, titles off, the colors in white. Same thing for the x-axis, so for the title off, and for the values in white. Okay, now go to general, effects, background in black, visual border on, and it will be white 20. Go back to the title, so we have ratings by total titles, and it will be in red 16 in the center. For the divider, it will be on, and it will be in white. Okay, now if we click on visual, bars, and we select the color in red. Okay, so just increase like that, and we put it in here. Okay, so like that we have our second chart, which is the horizontal bar chart for ratings by total titles. We can just add the labels. Same thing, go to format, data labels on, and we put them in white. Okay. Next, we are going to create our second horizontal bar chart for genres by total titles. Same thing. We click on stacked bar chart. For the y-axis, we are going to select list in. For the x-axis, show ID as count distinct. Now we are going to format that. Y-axis, title off, and the color in white. X-axis, the same thing, in white. General for the effects, background in black, the border in white with 20. For the title, same thing, we are going to write genres by total titles. It will be 16, and it will be red in the center. The divider on, in white. Okay, and also click on visual. For the bars, it will be in red. Okay, decrease it like that, and I'm going to add the labels, so labels on, in white. All right, so like that we have two horizontal bar charts and the donut chart. Next, we are going to create the area chart for total movies and TV shows by release year. So click on area chart. On the x-axis, we drag and drop the release year. On the y-axis, show ID as count distinct. And on the legend, we drag and drop the type. Now I'm going to format our chart. So click in here. For x-axis, we set the title off and the values in white. Same thing for the y-axis, title off and the values in white. For the lines, color, so movie we select red, and TV show we select this color. Now we add the background, so click on general, effects, and the background in black. Visual border on, it will be white and 20. All right, so close this one, go back to visual, so close x-axis, y-axis. For the legend text, it will be in white, and go back to general. For the title, it will be 16, and total movies and TV shows by release year. It will be red in the center, divider on, and it will be in white. Okay, so we put it in here like that. Alright, just like that we get our area chart for total movies and TV shows by release year. Next we are going to create our tree map. So click on tree map. For categories, we drag and drop the country into category. And for the values, we drag and drop show ID in values, and we select count distinct. On the filters, for country, we click on the filter type and we select top N. Here we select 10. Drag and drop show ID into by value, and it will be the count distinct. Apply filter, and we get the top 10. So close this one. Now I'm going to format our tree map. Okay. So on general effects background, it will be in black, and the border in white, 20. Okay, for the title, same thing, it will be in the center, red, 16, and it is top 10 countries by movies and TV shows. Okay, we close this one, close this one, back to visual, and for the labels on, so it is, the color is white. Okay, now close this one, and for the colors we are going to change the colors. For United States we put it in red, for India we put it like this color. So for the third one, as you can see here, we have null value, so right click, exclude. Alright, so third one, it will be United Kingdom. Same thing, we choose this color. Same thing for Japan and for Canada. Then we have South Korea. Okay, France, and for the last ones we have the color. Okay, now put it like that. Alright, so here if we come back to the general, and for the title we add the divider and we put it in white. Okay, and like that we get our tree map for top 10 countries by movies and TV shows. Next we are going to insert the Netflix logo, so click on insert image. So here we have the logo, and we click on general. For the effects, visual border in white, same thing, 20. Alright, and now we are going to decrease. Okay, so put it like that in the center. Alright, and now I'm going to add 6 cards. So here we have the card, so click. For the fields, we're going to start by total titles, so we drag and drop titles in here, and we select count distinct. We're going to format that, so we remove category label, on general title on, and we select total titles. It will be 20 in red in the center. Alright, now for the effects background in black, we'll close this one, we're back to visual, callout value, and we select white in 30. Okay. Now if we go back to general, for the effects, the border in white and 20. Okay, now we decrease the size like that. All right. And now what we are going to do is that we are going to copy and paste that 5 times. So press Ctrl C, then V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one, put it in here. Have the second one. So decrease the size a little bit. Same thing for this one. Same thing for this one. So decrease the size. Okay. All right. Add another one in here. Decrease the size. And the last one here, same thing. We decrease the size a little bit. And we decrease for this one. Okay. Now I'm going to modify our cards. So the second one, it will be the total ratings. So drag and drop rating into the fields and we select count distinct. Same thing, we change the title. So it will be total ratings. Okay. Next we have total genres. So here we write genres and we click in here. For the fields we select listed in as count distinct. Next we have start year or start date as minimum of release year, minimum, and the title will be start date. Okay, this one it will be the end date and it will be the maximum of release year, right? And the last one it will be the locations. So we drag and drop country into the fields as count distinct and the title it will be locations. All right, now if we close this one and close this one, as you can see here we get our final dashboard for Netflix movies and TV shows. Tutorial. In this video I'm going to create the following dashboard using Friends dataset. In this tutorial we are going to learn how to import data from web application where we can modify data dynamically and get results directly on Power BI. We're going to learn how to convert Google Sheet into a web application, and we are going to modify the data directly on Google Sheet and get the results in Power BI. For example, if you are working with a team and you are sharing the same dataset, so instead of modifying, for example, the Excel file and uploading it again into Power BI, we are going to use directly Google Sheet and connect it to Power BI in order to modify data dynamically. Now the first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to download the dataset. So you can go to this link that you can find in the description and download the Friends dataset. Once you have uploaded the dataset, you can open it in Excel and you select everything. We copy and we create new Google Sheet. So we paste everything in here. All right, we can name it Friends. And same thing for the sheet. Okay, Now, to convert that into web API, we are going to use a code, and same thing, you can find the link to download the code in description, and we copy the code. So we go to extensions, apps, script. So here we have a new project. We can name it friends. So what we are going to do is that we are going to copy the code within the text file and paste it in here. Once you paste it, you need to save it, and once you save it, you need to run the code. All right, so you need to make sure that two things are correct. Here you need to have the same name as the sheet that we have in here, right? And also you need to give it permission. So once you save and run, it will ask you for permission, so you need to give this app permission in order to execute the code. Once the execution is completed, we click on deploy, new deployment. So in here we select parameters and web application. So in web application, you are going to do two things. In the description, you are going to put the name as friends, for example, and also for the authorization, you need to put it as anyone in order to copy and paste the link that you are going to use in Power BI. Okay, so I have the link. So just make sure that before you get the link, you have selected access to anyone. So once it is completed, get this URL, and this is the link that we are going to use in Power BI. So we need to copy that. So create a new Power BI project, and to get the data, we click on get data. We select web, and we paste the link in here. Okay, we select connect, and we get our dataset in Power BI. So now, for example, if we want to add one new row to our dataset, so if we go down here, okay, so we have 236. Now, if we go to the Google Sheet and we are going to add one new row, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it is saved. If we click on refresh, we see the new row appearing in here. Okay, and same thing if you want to delete it. So select this one, delete. So same thing, refresh. So we can see that the row has been removed. Okay, so now I'm going to save the project and give it a name, apply. So we close this one, yes, and now I'm going to create our dashboard. The first thing to do is to change the background. So click in here, background, the color, more colors, and we put the following code. So we have 743A37. Okay, with transparency 0%. Okay, next we have the cards. So we click, we select the season as count distinct, right? So we rename it as total seasons, right? And I'm going to format that. So for the effects, no background, and the border on. For the color, we select the following colors. So we have F8E7D8. Okay, and around corners 20. Same thing for the value. So put it like that, and it will be 25. Okay, same thing for the label. Okay, now put it like this. Okay, so copy paste that 5 times, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Next we have this one, put it here. All right. Okay, next one, it will be total episodes, right? So we have episode as the count. Okay, so we rename it to rename. So we have total, right? Okay, next we have the average stars rating, so total stars as the average. Okay, so rename this one, so average stars rating. Next we have the duration in minutes, so remove this one, duration in minutes as the average also. So average duration in, or like that, duration, we put it minutes. Okay, as the average. All right, next we have the total votes, right? So total votes, rename, have total votes. Okay, and here we have the last season year, so we select year as, so last season year, and it will be the maximum. All right, now we can modify the text, select everything. For the label, we can put it, for example, 10. All right, next we have the bar chart for total episodes by season, so copy paste this one. Okay, put it like that. Convert it into bar. So on the x-axis we are going to have the season, and on the y-axis we are going to have the total episodes, right, as count. Okay, so same thing, we are going to modify that. For the columns, put this color. For the grid lines, we remove everything. For the y-axis, we remove the title, and the values will be this color, bold. And same thing for the x-axis. So for the values, have the same color, and for the title, it will be the season. So season, bold, and in the same color. Now for the title, we have total episodes by season. Okay, in the center, bold, and the same color. All right, we can also add the labels. So label on, and it will be in the same color. All right, next we are going to create the ribbon chart for total votes by episodes and season. So click on the chart. On the x-axis we are going to have the different seasons, and on the y-axis we are going to have the total votes. For the legend we are going to have the episodes. All right. Now I'm going to format that. First, we remove the background and the border on. Okay, so same color in 20. Next, we remove the grid lines, so both grid lines. And for the legend, we select the same color, right? And it will be top center with no title. Okay, we do the same thing for the x-axis and the y-axis. So for the x-axis, the values same color in bold, and the title, it will be the season, and same thing for the y-axis. So the values same colors in bold, and for the title, it will be total votes. Okay, same color in bold. Alright, so same thing for the title in here. Okay, now for the title, so it will be total votes by episode and season. In the center, same color and bold. Okay, so here we have our ribbon chart. Just put it like that. Alright, same thing for the transparency. So ribbons, for example, for the layout, we can select the space in here, right, like that. And also for transparency, we can increase the transparency. Okay, for example, we can put it 40. Alright, next we are going to import the image. So same thing, you can find the link in the description to download the image. So click on insert image. So here we have the image, right? And for the style, we select fit. Alright, and to create the box plot, we click in here, get more visuals, we select box and we import this one. We click on add, and here we have our box plot. So copy paste this one like this. Alright, we click on the box. So the axis, we are going to put the stars. The same thing for the value. Whereas for category 1, we're going to put the season. Okay, now I'm going to format that. Start by removing the grid lines and the tick marks. Alright, same thing for the dots. We're going to make them transparency, so 100%. And for the stars, it will be the average, right? So for the title, it will be, for example, stars rating by season. Okay, it will be in the center, same color, bold, and same thing for the y-axis, so we don't show the title, and for the values, so same color, and also for the x-axis, so the color the same, and the title, it will be the season with the same color. All right, now for the box, so for example we can change the colors. The lower, for example, we can put black. All right, and outlines, we can put it like this in blue, and also same thing for the mean. For example, we can put it in this color, for example, or black also. All right, so here we have our box plot. As you can see here, we have the different values for each season. Okay, so we have the median, the maximum, the minimum, etc. If we close everything, we get our final dashboard using Friends dataset tutorial. In this video, I'm going to create the following dashboard, which is about Pokemon statistics. As you can see, we're going to create different KPIs. We have 4 KPIs. I'm going to use 2 slicers. We have the logo, we have donut chart, scatter plot, and 3 vertical bar charts. You can download the dataset that I'm going to use in this tutorial from Kaggle directly. And also you can find the link in the description to download it from my Kaggle repository, and also the logo. So to create our dashboard, I'm going to click on new page. You can get the data by clicking on get data, text CSV, and you see here the different fields. So we have the number or the ID of each Pokemon, we have the attack, the defense, the generation, and the HP. So all of these, they are measures. We have legendary, which is categorical, name, categorical, and we have the other measures, and we have type 1 or type 2, right? So I'm going to start with the KPIs. To do that, we click on visualization, cart. We start by the total, right? So count distinct. We have 721, right? So basically, I'm going to format that. So we start with the background. So I'm going to use the following code. So we have FFF4C2, right? And same thing for the values. We have this code, so it will be blue 356 ABC, and same thing for the label. All right, so to put 10, we put 30. All right, just format that. Okay, so here we have the name, have the total, right? Okay, and same thing, we add the border in the same color as background, 20. Okay, so here we have the first KPI, and we have the second one in here, and we copy paste both of them, put them in here. Okay, so we select all of them, and we select format line top, right? So this one, it will be total legendary, right? So basically where legendary is true, right? So we rename it as total, right? Okay, here we have dual type, so where type 1 and type 2, which means type 2 is different than null, right? Basically we put here count, where type 2 is different than null, right? So we have here dual type, and here we have the average statistics. So the average of total average, and we put decimal numbers to 0, right? Next we add two slicers. So basically the first one it will be here, it will be a slicer, and we remove the filter, right? Same thing, it will be drop down with the values in blue, right? And same thing for the header and the values, right? The next one it will be, so copy paste, it will be for generation. Remove legendary and we add the generation, and we have 6 of them, right? Next we are going to add the donut chart, right? So same thing, it will be for legendary and the count. So here we have the count. Now we format that. For the slices, for false it will be same in blue, right? And for true we're going to add the navy color. So we put 1A, 2, E5A. Alright, now same thing, background put the same color, the border same color with 20. Okay, now for the legend, same thing, text in the same color, blue. For the labels we put only the percent of total, right? And same thing, it will be in blue. Now we have only the title, which would be total legendary. Blue in the center, right? So now we have our second chart. Okay, next we have the vertical bar chart, right? For the total by generation. So basically you put bar chart. On the x-axis we have the generation, and on the y-axis we have the total, right? So we have the count in here. Now we're going to format that. So basically for x-axis we put all the values in blue, we remove the title, right? And for the y-axis we remove the values, we remove the title, we add the labels instead, and it will be same color, blue, bold, right? Next we have same thing, two vertical bar charts, right? So we put them like that. So we have average total by type 1, x-axis we have type 1, and here we have the average of total, average, right? Now for both charts we put the columns in the same blue, this one also. For the title we change both of them. For this one it will be total Pokemon by generation, Okay, and here we have average of total, right, by type 1. Okay, for the values don't have any decimal numbers, right, so put them as 0. All right, and also instead of having the average of total, we're going to have the total Pokemon by type 1. So here we have the count. So we have the count, right? So the title, it will be total Pokemon by type 1. All right. Next we have the scatter plot. So basically copy paste this one, put it here. So this should be center. All right. Okay, so here we have scatter plot. On the x-axis we are going to put the attack, right, don't summarize. On the y-axis we have the defense, and for the sides we are going to put the speed as average. Okay, we can add the titles. So for the x-axis it will be in blue, same thing for the y-axis, right, values blue, and same thing the title in blue, and here change the title to attack versus defense. Okay, you can also change the transparency of the markers. So basically you can put 60% and the same color. All right, and now the only thing remaining is the logo. We click on insert to add our logo, right, put it like that. Click on general effects, we add the same background, borders in the same color with 20. Okay, now if we close everything, we have exactly the same dashboard. So that's it. In this video, I'm going to create a dashboard about IMDb movies rating. As you can see, we're going to start by creating different measures for different KPIs. We're going to create bar charts, histogram, scatter plot, donut chart, and an area chart. You can find this link in the description to download directly the dataset from Google. And as you can see here, the dataset contains 1000 movies and TV shows. And here we have different columns. So the first one is the link of the poster that IMDb using. We have the name of the movie, year at which that movie released, which is released year. We have certificate, runtime, genre. We have the IMDb rating, which is the rating of the movie at IMDb site, the overview, the meta score, the director. Then we have the stars. Okay, so the name of the stars, star 1, 2, 3, and 4, number of votes, and finally we have gross, which is the money earned by that movie. Here you can find some inspirations or type of analysis that you can use with this dataset. So for us, as usual, to import the dataset, you click on connect the data. It will be text CSV. Once you imported the data, it will be shown in here. So I name it IMDb. So basically you can click here and rename, then you give it a name that you want, right? So for me, I create new page. And the first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to create the measures that we are going to use in order to create our KPIs. So the first one, it will be total movies. As you can see, it will be total movies equals to count rows of the dataset, which is IMDb. Then we have the average IMDb rating. So we write average IMDb rating equals to the average IMDb, which is the name of dataset, and the IMDb rating, which is the name of the column. Next we have total votes, right? Same thing. We have total votes equals to the sum of IMDb, which is the dataset, and the column is number of votes, right? Which is here. We have also total gross, which is equals to the sum of IMDb gross, which is this column in here. And also for our histogram, when we create the histogram, we need to create a new group by clicking on the IMDb rating. So right click on IMDb rating, new group. So I name it here, as you can see, IMDb rating bins, right? And here the bin size, it will be 0.5. So right here 0.5, and you get the new group that we are going to use later on in order to create our histogram. Now, after creating all the measures and what we need for our KPIs and our histogram, we need to change the background to match the logo of IMDb. So for the background, I'm going to use this hex code, right? So you copy this one, F6C700. You come to visualizations, background, and on color, more colors, you paste the code and you put transparency to 0%. All right, now we have our background and we can start creating our KPIs. So the first one, it will be card. Same thing, we need to change the background, but first we need to select total movies. The value, we put it at 25 in black, and same thing for the label, it will be also in black, 10. The background, it will be the same, and the border, put it in black with rounded corners, 10. So this one, it will be total movies, right? Then we need to copy paste this one 5 times to create all the remaining. We can increase them a little bit. All right, now we select all of them, format, align, distribute horizontally. Okay, so the second one, it will be the average IMDb rating. Next we have total gross, new as dollars, where we can put the value with 2 decimal places. Then we have same thing, total votes. We can also put 2 decimal places. Then we have here top genre, where we select the filter in here as genre. It will be top N 1, and it will be by total movies. Apply. So rename it as top genre. Okay, and the last one, it will be top director. Same thing, So we select director and we filter top 1 by total movies. Okay, so it will be same thing, top director, and we get our KPIs. Now I'm going to create the different charts. So we start with the area chart, which will be movies released by year. So on the x-axis we have the year, and on the y-axis we have total movies. All right, so put it like that. Put it on the bottom. Now we need to format that. First thing, background should match with the border in black, 10. Then the title, it will be movies released by year, right? In the center in black. All right. Next, for the x-axis, we remove the title. Same thing for the y-axis, we remove the title, and the value should be in black. Same thing for x-axis. We remove the grid lines, and we put the line in black. Okay, so here we have movies released by year. Next, we have the scatter plot. Select scatter plot. So we'll have the relationship between the rating and the gross. So we select gross on the y-axis and the rating on the x-axis. Don't summarize and don't summarize. Same thing here also. We put the markers in black. Okay. And also we change the title. Be rating versus gross relationship. Okay. Next we'll have the histogram where we'll present IMDb rating distribution. So same thing. We select the clustered column chart. On the x-axis we have the bins, and we want the total movies. Alright, now here we just need to add the labels, and we remove the values for y-axis. So put them in black. Also for the columns, we need to put only 1%. Okay, so the title will be IMDb rating distribution. Okay, so we can see that most of the movies, they are between 7.5 and 8, because here by default it shows the starting value. So here we have from 7 to 7.5, here from 7.5 to 8, then from 8 to 8.5, 8.5 to 9, and 9 above, so 9 to 9.5. Next we have our bar chart. So you can just select this one, copy paste. Okay, So we remove everything, we select bar chart. So it will be top 10 movies. So we select the name by IMDb rating. So here we select the average IMDb rating. And for the title, it will be top N. We select top 10 by average IMDb rating. Same thing, the bars should be in black. Okay. Now for the y-axis, we increase it to 40% to see the titles. And for the x-axis, we remove the values, right? And we add the labels. So position outside end, and the values, they should be in black. So here we have top 10 movies by IMDb rating. So select top 10 movies by IMDb rating. Okay. Next bar chart, it will be top 10 directors by average rating. So we copy paste this one. We remove the title. It will be director and IMDb rating as the average, where we select top 10 directors by average IMDb rating. Okay, same thing also here. So close this one. Okay, change the title. Top 10 directors by average rating. Okay, and the last chart, it will be a donut chart. So copy paste this one, put it here. Remove everything, select donut chart. We have top 10 genres by total movies. So we have genre, total movies, and here we select top 10 by total movies. All right, now the title should be top 10 . Okay, we remove the legend. For the labels, we want category percent of total, and it should be in black. For the slices, we start one by one, so with black, then we decrease the intensity. Sixty percent, so we put 50%, 30, 20, 10, and last one we put it in white. All right, now if we close everything, we have exactly the same dashboard. In this video, I'm going to create this dashboard for Squid Game Netflix series. As you can see, we are going to analyze a total of more than 80,000 tweets, where we are going to display, for example, the tweet length distribution using histograms. We're going to create a line chart for number of tweets over time from the period of October and November 2021. We're going to display two bar charts, so one for top 10 users by followers, the other one for top 10 sources, like for example Twitter for iPhone, for Android, for web app, etc. We're going to create different slicers, so we have if the user is verified or no, if the tweet is a retweet or no, we have the source and we have the user location. So to download this dataset, you can find this link in the description, and also in the dashboard I use it directly without doing any cleaning. So I imported the CSV and start doing the analysis directly. Also, I'm going to import the word cloud chart as we don't have it as built-in visualization within Power BI. So I'm going to add the visual using the add-in functions. So as you can see for the colors, we are going to use the Squid Game logo colors. So we have the pink and we have the white. So for the pink, this is the hex code, right? So we have ED1B76 and we are going to use it in order to create our colors. Now, something as usual, we need to import the dataset. So we click in here, text CSV, and once you import the dataset you can see it in here. So I name it Squid Game, and for this dataset mainly we are going to create one new column, which is the tweet length, right? And then we are going to create bins for the histogram. So for the tweet length, we write tweet length equals to len, so the length function within Power BI, Squid Game, which is the name of the dataset, and text column, because as you can see here for the dataset, in the text we have all the tweets. So I'm using them as they are with the hashtags and everything without doing any direct cleaning. And then after creating this new column, we're going to create the tweet length bins. So I'm just click on edit groups. So for you create, so right click, new group, and you name it as you like. I name it tweet length bins and I gave it the bin size 20. Okay, now for me as usual, I'll just create a new page. The first thing I will do is to change the background. So I put the background as black with 0% transparency. So now we start by creating the different KPIs. We have mainly two. We have total users and total tweets. To create them, we click on new cart. Then here we have the total users. So username as count, or if you want count distinct. And then we are going to modify that. So start from the cards, we remove the border, divider, and the background. Then we add the background as black with the border in white in 20. After that, we are going to modify the values. So click on callout value. So basically for the value, you can put it 30 in, let's say, white. Okay, and same thing for the label. So the label, put it, for example, more colors, and we add the pink hex code. Okay, we put it in bold, for example, and we can decrease it like this. Okay, so this one, it will be rename for this visual. We have total users. Okay, so we just copy paste this one, and here it will be total tweets, so it will be count of text to be count, and it will be rename total tweets. Okay, next we have the slicers. Same thing here, we create new slicer. Can put it here. So the first one, it will be if the user is verified or not, and I'm going to edit that, so it will be drop down. Then for the values, put them in white, and the header it will be in pink. Then the background it will be black. The border also it will be in white. And now for the values, same thing, the background it will be black. All right. And since we are going to do the same thing for all the slices, we'll just copy paste this one more time here and one more time in here. Now press Ctrl key, we select all of them, format, and distribute horizontally. So the second slicer it will be is retweet, so all of them false. Then we have the source. Okay, here we have different sources, and then we have the location. Okay, so like that we have all the KPIs and the slicers. Next, same thing, we are going to add the logo. So same thing, we can find the link in description to download the logo directly. Style, image, and here we import the image. Okay, so here we have our logo. Put it like that. Add the border in white, 20. All right. Next we have the histogram. So create a new column chart, put it here. We have the bins in the x-axis, and we have the total tweets, count of text. Now same thing, we need to modify that. So general, the title it will be tweet length distribution. Be in the center, pink, bold. Now for the effect, same thing, black, the border in white, 20. Then for the visual, we remove the grid lines, we don't need the grid lines. For the y-axis, same thing, we remove the values and the title. For the x-axis, we remove the title, and the values, they will be in pink, bold. Now for the columns, they will be in white, and we add same thing, the labels in pink. Okay, so like that, we have them in bold also if you want. We have the histogram. Okay, next one, it will be the line chart, so total tweets by date. So here we have line chart, put it here. All right, so this one like that. We have the total tweets or count of tweets or text, and then we have the date. So for the date, we put it in the x-axis without the quarter, and now we need to same thing, format that. So remove the title, values pink, bold. X-axis, same thing, no title, values pink, bold. Grid lines, we don't need grid lines. The line should be in white, and the background black. Border, same thing, in white, 20. And the text, it will be tweets over time. In the center, pink, bold. All right. Next, we have the two bar chart. First one will be top 10 users by followers. So here we have bar chart, username, and the total followers. So here we have followers. Now we set the top 10. So here we have top 10 by the total followers. Alright, now same thing, we need to modify that. So we start with the background black, border white, then we have the title, so top 10 users by followers, in the center bold pink. Now for the y-axis we don't need the title, and here we put it 35% as to width. For the x-axis we don't need the values, we don't need the title. For the grid lines, same thing, we don't need them. The bars, they will be in white, and for the y-axis the text, it will be pink. And for the labels, same thing, they will be in pink. Position outside end. Alright, so the next bar chart, copy paste this one, it will be just here. So this one, it will be top 10 sources. So here remove everything, we add the source, and we add the total tweets, the count of text. So the filter, it will be different, as here we have top 10 sources by the total tweets. Apply. Alright, now we add the word cloud. So to do that, you click in here, more visuals, get more visuals, and here you search word cloud, we click, and you click on add. Okay, so once you have added the word cloud, you click in here and we add the text. Now same thing, we can format that by putting the background black, the border white 10 or 20. Then for the colors, we put everything in pink if you want. Okay, now for the title, we don't need title, and like that we get exactly the same dashboard. So if you close everything, as you can see, we have exactly the same dashboard, just the title here, it should be top 10 sources, right? Okay, and like that we get exactly the same dashboard. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope that you have learned new things. Thanks for watching, and see you in next tutorial.